Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and I just want to say how exciting it is to be in a room full of people who absolutely understand that this is absolutely a system that's rigged against us and what we are fighting against, and we have an amazing candidate that we are going to fight for. This campaign is about all of us. This is our campaign, and this is
people's heads.
And this is about building political power for the people. It's about having an elected representative who will put human rights, social justice, and climate action first. A representative who is not bought and influenced by AIPACs, super PACs, and lobbyists, who will pull that lever of power in Congress and vote in the interests of the people, not in the interests of the corporations. Our campaign is for the many, not the money. And we have an amazing panel of featured speakers today because the key to this campaign is working with community to build our platforms, our positions, and support legislation with leaders and activists fighting for the people. Our next featured speaker tonight is Chris Lodgson. Chris is the lead organizer for the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, otherwise known as CJEC. As our campaign supports reparations for American freedmen, which are long overdue, he and CJEC are out there doing the work. They're at the Capitol. We just talked to him. He was leaving the Capitol in the car, having conversations with us, doing the work. And we need everybody to just be out there doing the work, whether we're talking about lithium fires and spreading awareness, or we're talking about reparations. So, welcome, Chris from CJEC.
First of all, Sean, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching out. I got some other things to do, but I first want to start here. When you reached out and when I was told by Tiffany, who we both know from CJEC, that you were interested in having someone at your event to talk about something that I've been working on for years, something that's long overdue, as Ashley said, and something that is going to happen. I was honored, so thank you. And I'm looking forward to when you're elected, when you are elected, I'm looking forward to working with you to make some of these things happen at the national and the federal level. Real quick, I want to say one thing to the gentleman who was just speaking also. So part of what I do, I work on reparations, but I also work with folks who are formerly incarcerated who are fighting fires right now. And so I'm also want to lift up the fact that I'm not sure if the fire that you were talking about, there were folks who were formerly incarcerated fighting those fires. But there are many fires where there are folks who are formerly incarcerated fighting those fires. And so I don't want to miss an opportunity to lift those folks up, because I work with those folks. Many of them are young kids, 25, 24, 23, 22-year-old kids fighting them fires every single day. When there are fires. And there's two bills that I want to talk about real quick. Senate Bill 245 and Senate Bill 247 in the Capitol right now that are specifically geared to those who are fighting fires while they are incarcerated. So that's Senate Bill 245 and 247. Okay, I'm here to talk about reparations though. Okay? So what I'm going to do is three things in the time that I have left. I'm going to talk about where we are now, how we got here, and where we're going. Okay? So where we are now, how we got here, and where we're going. How does that sound? Sound good? Okay, all right. So where are we right now? If you can, we are actually two places in once right now. So if you can, just stop what you're doing. If you got the camera out, please keep the camera up. If you're eating, keep eating. All right. But if you can't, stop what you're doing and listen to the next words I'm about to say. Okay. So every single one of you, every single one of us is living inside of a history book right now. People are going to be reading, writing, talking about what you did, what I did now, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. That is because, to the question, where are we right now? We are closer to reparations in California than we've ever been. Closer to reparations in California, specifically, exclusively, than we've ever been. That's the first place that we are. But we're also in year 2 of, or let me say it this way. So this is the second year here in California where for 2 years now, bills have been introduced in the state capitol that are targeting reparations, and specifically targeting the population we call ourselves as American freedmen. American freedmen is a way to describe the people whose ancestors were emancipated from chattel slavery in this country. So if your ancestors were emancipated from chattel slavery in this country, you and I, we inherited the legal status and the political status we call American freedmen. So American freedmen is just another way to describe people whose ancestors were enslaved and then emancipated in this country. So this is year 2, and there are right now something like between 5 and maybe 8 different bills moving at the state level targeting this particular group of residents. This is the second year, as I mentioned. Last year there was something like 18 different bills moving at the state level targeting this group of residents. And these 2 years are the first time in California's history there's ever been any bills targeting this particular group of Californians. Now, before I say anything else about how we got here, let me say really quickly what I mean when I say the word reparations. So I'm gonna say it, I said it about 5 times already, I'm gonna say it probably another 20 times. When I say the word reparations, I'm talking about physical, tangible, direct, economic, monetary compensation, payment for the work that our ancestors did without getting paid, period. That's what I'm talking about when I mean the word reparations. In 2019 and 2020, California created a reparations task force. Our organization, the Coalition for a Just and Equitable California, CJEC, we actually helped write the bill that created that law. It was called Assembly Bill 3121, and we worked in 2019 and 2020 with then Assembly member, now Secretary of State, Dr. Shirley Weber, to help write the final version of that law. That law created a 9-member task force whose job it was to do 3 things in 2 years. So 3 things in 2 years. First thing this task force was asked to do was study reparations, investigate. Well, wait a minute. I thought there was no slavery in California. Right? Right? I thought there wasn't no slavery in California. Right? Wasn't this a free state? Wrong. Okay? There was slavery in California. I live in Sacramento. There was slavery in Sacramento County as late as the year 1864, a year or so after the Emancipation Proclamation. So a year after Abraham Lincoln says, everybody free, there was still slavery going on in Sacramento County. Okay. So, job number 1, study reparations. Job number 2, educate the public. And the task force did some of that work by going out and doing public hearings, asking organizations like ourselves to go out and do community hearings also. And then thirdly, make recommendations for reparations. What are we going to do? We talk a lot, but what do we do? And to that answer, the task force put out like 100 or so different recommendations. One of those was pay the people back whose money you took from their ancestors. Pay the people back. The other recommendation was who should be eligible for reparations. And of course, the task force said, not in these exact words, but those who would be eligible for reparations in California would be those Californians whose ancestors were enslaved and emancipated from chattel slavery in these United States. That makes sense. There were other recommendations also, and many of those recommendations are now making their way into bills at the state level, and this is how we are now in year 2 of having bills targeting this group of residents. So, that's where we are now. A little bit about how we got here. I'll talk to you about where we're going, okay? And now this is where we get more real. I would unbutton my other button, but I'm already unbuttoned as far as I could go. So I just gotta be honest, we're not going in the right direction. Okay? We're going in the wrong direction. And part of why I'm so excited about Sean's campaign is that I think Sean, when he's elected, can help us move some of this at the national level to help get California back on the right track where we need to be going. But we're not going in the right direction right now here in California. I'll talk quickly about 2 of the ways that we're not going in the right direction. There are 2 bills right now that we are very, very, very not happy with, that are saying or supposed to be based on California's reparations task force work. The first bill is a bill to do, guess what? Come on, there we go. Research, study, nothing. Study, research, all of that means nothing. Okay. There's another bill to do more studying. Okay. So after we did 2 years of studying, some of our senators and assembly people say, you know what we need more right now of is study. Okay. And then the second bill is a bill that, in principle, we do agree with. So every group that I know of that's got reparations has some kind of system, some kind of way for people to go and say, I think I'm eligible for reparations. Can you confirm? Can you check? Right? So there's a bill to create something like that. The problem is the bill's really, really bad. So it has some pieces missing that we need, and it has some things in it that we don't need. One, I'll just give you one example. Y'all, I don't even know how you're gonna react to this, and I'm gonna be quiet. So I'm gonna get a mic back to Ashley. So one of the bad problems about this bill is that it puts our reparations confirmation checking process through the California Department of Justice, which is the state's top law enforcement body. Okay. Now, there should not be no reparation system running through law enforcement, period. And I don't want my genealogy data, my claim process. What about the brothers and sisters who got felonies and got records? They're going to be discouraged from even going over there. Right? Okay. So, in principle, yes, but hell no to that. Okay. So we're going in the wrong direction. Here's how you can help. Okay. First thing you can do is help and support Sean. Okay. All right. Help and support Sean. That's the first thing you can do. Second thing you can do is go to our website, www.cjec-official.org. Sign up for our newsletter, sign up for our text message updates, and take action with us when we go to the Capitol. We're in the Capitol building almost every single day. Literally almost every single day we go into that Capitol building and we fighting for something. All right, so we need you there with us at hearings, etc. Okay, that's my time. I want to thank you again, Sean. Thank you. I want to give a shout out to Ashley, Sister Audra. Thank you as well. Much appreciated. And with that, I'll pass it back to you.
So if you can't tell, we take things pretty seriously, and we want serious people on our team, advising, talking with us, and getting specific, as well as the broad strokes too, right?